And welcome back to Let's Play Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Last time we finished up World 4 White Wafers and finished up the sub-games, so this time we're jumping into Nutty Noon, level 5. So, as we saw last time, this place is pretty vertical, so this is going to be an interesting experience. Just gotta check. Didn't think there would be something hidden there, but still was curious. And gotta check over here as well. So we got parasols, so I would prefer jet or wing. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. Power-up's a power-up, and yeah, this is also a fresh load, so that's why we don't have any powers, we don't have any stars, and we don't have any additional lives. We have our default 7 lives, which is actually pretty generous. Yeah, sword is more like what I'm talking about, so let's go with sword. These also give you cutter, don't know what their names are, because they're, to my knowledge, only in this game, or maybe some of the others. I am not sure off the top of my head. You typically get cutter from Sir Kibble, but I think those might have been in another game, like 64, something a little bit less mainstream. Yeah, we have basically sky variants of a lot of the enemies, because quite honestly, ground variants wouldn't really do us any good. So, they're here. We have a room with a lot of wind pushing us upwards. Let's not use parasol, because I don't know if it's going to affect how fast we fly up here. Well, that's an obvious secret. Let's go in here and see what's inside. This is surprisingly straightforward, but we have number 1. So 3 more energy spheres to go for stage 1. Almost flew straight into those enemies, which would have been bad. Okay, so they're giving us spear and cutter. So obviously, do I want range? I think I want to stick with sword. You know, in theory, actually having a little bit more range would be nice to actually cut down the platforms, but I actually don't really want to cut down the platforms. Just saying. And this seems like there's probably gonna be stuff hidden here. Ow. I was pushing Chu and it wasn't responding for a moment, that's why I ran into the enemy. Okay, definitely stuff up here. Oh, look, another hidden door. How surprising. Obviously a little bit of a time rush, can't stand around too long, but look, that's number 2, and a little star for our trouble. So yeah, this level's pretty straightforward. That was almost a disaster. I need to be a little more careful, I think, because I am rushing headfirst into all the danger. Little flower guy, don't know what his name is. Oh look, it's Tornado. The overpowered move. So yeah, we could basically gain invisibility when using it. Oh, what is this? A little secret room. But nothing particularly useful. So, I don't know what these little cloud guys are called. Also another secret passageway, but that is our next energy sphere, so we only have 1 more to go. Okay, I thought I would land on the upper platform. I was sorely mistaken. Okay, more waiting around, or avoiding giant spiked projectiles rolling after us, Indiana Jones style. But we have Tornado, which kind of trivializes some of this, because we have like really terrible invincibility frames. It could just kind of steamroll everything. So obviously that block is supposed to raise the barrier, and that larger thing is supposed to block it off completely, so we have to outrace both. But again, Tornado makes the whole puzzle aspect of that completely negligible, so good game design, clearly. Yeah, one thing I actually want to talk about a little bit is how do you design a co-op video game? Because it's actually a really hard thing to do. You could either force co-op, you know, like Triforce Heroes. Actually, not Triforce Heroes, Four Swords. So, that game you really can't play single player. The first Triforce, not Triforce, first, why can I not think of the name? The first, Four Swords, you can't really play by yourself. You basically need to link up with somebody who also owns Link to the Past and Four Swords for Game Boy Advance. Hence why I never played it until the DSi re-release. But it really isn't cut out for, it really isn't cut out for single player, because you need multiple people just to make that game inherently work. And Triforce Heroes, yes, I'm actually talking about Triforce Heroes this time, and Four Swords Adventure basically have you control everybody, and sort of switching out characters, and it's a solution, I guess, but it's kind of clunky at the same time. So my point is, there are two ways to make a game, and the other way you can make a game co-op is to basically make New Super Mario Bros., where it is a hectic mess. And yeah, New Super Mario Bros. Definitely has like very single-player Mario ideas to it, but is multiplayer, so it gets really chaotic. I'd say it's more for New Super Mario Bros. Wii by comparison, in terms of just being really crazy and hectic. I was trying to pick up the power, did not succeed. Okay, first energy sphere down for stage 2. So let us continue with this discussion. This is a pretty straightforward platforming stage, just open up all the doors, and so on, so I figured this would be a good time to talk about it. Yeah, I'm sticking with Bomb. We haven't really used it that much. So let us. This is obviously a trap. No, it's not a trap. I reverse psychology myself. Now this is gonna be a trap. Or not. I'm greatly overestimating this game's puzzles, apparently. Aha, my logic actually worked, for once. So let's go right. No, that's left. So this is probably gonna open up the right side. So yeah, I see what they're doing. Kinda weird, but oh well. Anyway, back on topic. Super Mario 3D World is another case, and both of these games suffer from control limitations, because you use... oh boy, you use like one to pick up, and run, and use a power. So like, so many things are mapped to one, you're gonna accidentally pick up your friends, and throw them off cliffs without even trying sometimes. Which is really iffy game design, because New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and to some extent 3D World, I mean, and, you are very much designed single player, and then multiplayer is just a little bonus. Meaning the games have fundamental issues that make it less fun in a group, potentially, because you're kind of accidentally messing up everyone else by total accident. Also, don't hit the third peg or it will block off this passage. classic Kirby design. I've seen this in Squeak Squad too, where you don't have to hit the third one or you'll lock yourself off or something. But yeah, Kirby's Return to Dreamland is more the new Super Mario Bros. Wii situation, I would say, where it's very much a single player game that just happens to have 4 people. That's fine. It's a little bit hectic. You can accidentally mess with everyone without even trying, which is fun. So we have a new mechanic for the flare beam, where we have to light up all the little things to open up little passageways, and we got a little heart made of stars. But luckily not a heart star, because I don't really want to collect any more of those, for obvious reasons if you've seen me play Dreamland 3. Nah, that's just stars. Let's get the show on the road. Healing I could actually use, so I'm gonna stop and hit all of these. But Star Allies I feel like is more of the former category, where it's very much built with multiplayer in mind, which I think is part of the reason why people generally don't like Star Allies as much. But at least unlike Triforce Heroes, where you literally swap off between the different characters, at least with Kirby, the AI is competent enough to do things on their own, so I actually don't mind it that much. But again, the game can feel like it's on autopilot because just because of just how good the AI actually is. So I get the complaints about the AI being too good, but on the other hand, it could be like this game, and I've talked about this before a lot, but one of my chief complaints is about the multiplayer aspect of this game. Because it is really tacked on, Kirby has, you know, the ability to do the super moves, like the flare beam, like we just saw, which is great. It's a cool move, but it also means the other people don't really get anything exciting to do while they're just waiting for Kirby to do all the work. So Star Allies is actually better built around making everyone participate. You know, there's sections that everyone has to do something, they can't just ride off of player 1, literally or figuratively. So, wow, my phone is on. So if you heard a ping, that was my phone, that was not your phone. This is a terrible map for stone, actually. I'm gonna try to make this work. Trying to not plummet off of edges, if you're wondering why I'm taking this extremely slow. And I feel like that is a reasonable expectation of trying not to die. I mean, yeah, I do feel like that's the difference between this game and Star Allies. Star Allies is built around having more multiplayer and giving everyone something to do, while this game is just very much a perfectly fine single-player Kirby, devoid of necessary cooperation. So I don't really dock either, because, you know, this is fine as a single-player game, but gets a little bit nuts as a multiplayer game and doesn't quite mesh. While Star Allies is very much a multiplayer game, but it has pretty good single-player, I'd say. It's not terrible, it's just a little bit basic, it's a little bit more uninspired. So yeah, I wouldn't say Star Allies is bad per se. I will say it is a little bit underwhelming, but not a terrible game. It's actually a pretty solid Kirby game. It just has the unfortunate dilemma of following Planet Robobot, which is arguably one of the best Kirby games, and to me, I think Star Allies will go down, I'm completely guessing here, as sort of the Dreamland 3 of Kirby. Of modern Kirby, because Dreamland 3 came out after Superstar and everyone was so in love with Superstar that they didn't really give Dreamland 3 at the time of day. Art style, difficulty, you name it. There were a lot of things people didn't really like in that game. The pacing and so on and so forth. But in hindsight, I think most people actually recognize Dreamland 3 as one of the better games. At least I would hope so, because it's one of my favorites. And yeah, I have a feeling Star Allies might be kind of a similar case of it just followed Robobots, so it looks super basic by comparison, but it's not bad by any means. But I'm gonna stop ranting about Star Allies and end this part, so thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Kirby's Return to Dreamland.